Candace Holyfield.
One and only. A female matey, y'all.
Right,
a female matey on the
right.
couch. I'm the first female on the couch.
Welcome to Uncensored Wisdom. What's good with you? You in Houston?
I'm in Houston. I'm full too, y'all.
You been eating?
I've been eating. I'm gonna eat some more when I leave.
Right. So you got all this going on with the spas, but I want to know right now. The audience want to know, how did you get started? Like, what was you like as a child? What got you to this point? How were you? Were you always creative?
So this is so dope, y'all. As a child, I never got whoopings in my whole life. My mom always dated a drug dealer. I ended up dating drug dealers. My daddy was on crack my whole life. He's still on crack to this day. And then my mom ended up getting into like healthcare, and that's when things kind of started changing around when she started doing that. I had a phenomenal childhood. I did get hit by a car when I was 5 years old. I started kindergarten late. I had multiple broken bones, and I got hit by the car at my dad's house. And then I have a daughter. She got hit by a car at her dad's house. Wow. So I feel like we had a generational curse on our family. So my other kids, they could never go outside because I was scared they were going to get hit by a car. So they never went outside a lot in their little life, my other kids. But amazing childhood.
Wow.
Trauma is there, though, of course.
I'm hearing it. Hit by the car, you just skipped over that like it was normal. So
I mean, I'm 40-something now. That happened when I was 5, so you know, it was a long time ago.
Right.
I started kindergarten late. I had broke bones, and I was at my dad's house when it happened. I never went back again.
Okay. Dang, so you never went back to your dad's house?
I never went back. I remember going to his mom, because he was on crack by then.
Right.
He was on crack when I got hit by the car. But I remember going to his mom's house, and I would stay at his mom's house, but after so long, I remember never going back again.
So you spent a lot of time with your grandma? Or you
my own grandmama or my dad's mom?
Your dad's mom?
No. When I would go see my dad, it would be at his mom's house.
Oh, I got you.
That's where I would stay when I go over
there.
there. This was a little bit after the car. I remember I was like I was older, but not a teenager. But I didn't go long. I remember it not being like a lot of me going there.
Right.
Like just a little bit of me going there. And then eventually, I never went at all.
Right. So, okay, when you got to be a teenager, up into that preteen, the teenager, what you had going on?
So I was a teenager. My mom was dating one of the biggest drug dealers in our city. And she was storing his dope. And I went in the dope. And I was selling drugs. I think I was in 8th grade or 9th grade. I was a top drug dealer in 8th or 9th grade until my friend got into a fight. She was selling drugs with me too. And she got into a fight. We had big herringbones. Remember Mickey Mouse rings?
Oh, y'all was flashy.
I mean, you know, I was that girl anyway. And then when I started selling dope, I really was that girl. And so I put my boyfriend on. He was selling the dope. All the big drug dealers coming buying the dope from me because I wasn't selling it right. I was giving away way more than I was supposed to for under the price, so everybody was buying the dope from me. But I sold the dope from my mama's boyfriend. And she had to give him her whole income tax check. She still talk about that to this day, y'all, and I'm 40-something, okay? That's the only thing I ever did, though, when I was a kid, was throw that dope and sold dope. But my mama only found out because I got into a fight, and the students told on me.
Well, they snitched on you.
And it wasn't my fight. It was my friend's fight. I was helping my friends. They tried to jump my friend. And then a guy tried to jump in and take my necklace from me. And that's how I got to fighting with the guy. And that's how all this stuff started happening. It was crazy.
Wow.
But I was only 8th or 9th grade. I don't think it was 9th. Middle school is what?
8th grade.
Yeah, I had to be in 8th grade.
8th grade. So you was going since the 8th grade. So you always had a tinge of entrepreneur since then.
Guess what? I actually didn't. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur as an adult. I never even thought about entrepreneurship. I never knew nothing about entrepreneurship. My mom always was that girl. I remember I used to get bullied in elementary school. And I remember this boy in my neighborhood when he told my mom one day that somebody was messing with me. My mama came, because me and my brother 12 years apart. And my brother wasn't born yet though when this happened.
Oh, so you the oldest?
I'm the oldest. And I remember my mama came to the school and she was like, if anybody mess with my daughter, it's gonna be a problem. She by herself, she ain't got no brothers and sisters. She gotta know how to fend for herself. Nobody never messed with me another day while I was in school my whole life, ever. So they kind of created what everybody see now. It started back then.
Got you. Got you. So that's 8. So high school, what's going on
High
there?
school, lit. High school, my mom got busted. This was back in the day. So my mom got busted for 20 pounds, but she had never got in trouble. So pre-trial got her out. She had to spend all her money to get a lawyer. And so we had to move. So I was in 11th grade and I had to change schools. I was so sad about it. And so I changed schools, and then that's when I met like more friends, my baby daddy. Because the school I transferred to, it was nothing like the school I was going to. I was going to like a mixed school with like Caucasians. And then I transferred to an all-black school. And so it was totally different but I'm from the project, I'm from the hood. But when we moved it, the zoning, it shipped us to a Caucasian school. I used to go to this school called Millington. I'm from Memphis, so I used to go to Millington High School. And then I got transferred to Wooddale, and everything changed. When I went to Wooddale, that was like the uppity black people. Not, I won't say uppity. We was regular, but you thought you was somebody.
Right.
If you stayed in East Memphis. Because everybody started moving to East Memphis, that means you had a little money if you moved to East Memphis. And so I moved to East Memphis in 11th grade. So that was like a big change for me. I was a new girl in the middle of, who want to move their senior year?
Nobody. So I heard you say you met your baby daddy.
One of them, I got 3.
Okay.
I met one of them.
Okay.
I don't like my baby daddies.
Okay, so none of them. You don't like them.
They left me for dead and my kids.
Damn.
I don't like neither one of them. Any interview I do, any book, they be like, what's something you regret? I be like, my baby daddies. I regret all 3 of them. They left me for dead, but I glowed up on them though, so it's all good.
You most definitely glowed up on them.
And one of my baby daddies is a big dope dealer. So I don't know why he left us for dead, but he did too. So there's a pattern there.
They ever tried to reach back out?
Of course, but you know, a queen gotta do what a queen gotta do. When you know you're a queen, you ain't gonna accept no BS from no man, no woman, nobody. So I'm just on my queen stuff now, so I ain't doing no backtracking. Like, you did me wrong, you gonna do me wrong again. Like, I'll be a fool to get back with you again. So I'm kind of like on my queen. I've been on my queen stuff since my last breakup. I've been on, like, I reinvented myself to be this queen that everybody see. Everybody call me queen too. Like, that's like my name now. So it's been, but that was like 14 years ago. So I just reinvented myself after I had my son.
Just poof pow, reinvented.
Because I had lost my crown messing with my baby daddy. I didn't know who I was and how powerful I was because, like, everything about him was controlling me and I was trying to please him. So I just lost my crown. And then I just found it, picked it back up, and I've been on my queen ever since.
Wow. So, okay. Out of high school. You know what I mean? Out of high school, what was after that? What happened when you got to be an adult?
So, you know how so I had moved, right? So where I had moved to, like going to college, I'm sure people went to college, but these girls was different. Like, they was doing hair, like they had talents and they was doing, they all knew how to do hair. I didn't know how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved, the girls who I was hanging out with, and they was the popular girls, wasn't nobody filling out no college applications, so I wasn't thinking about no college. And I graduated number 12 with my high school class. I always been smart my whole life. I wasn't thinking about going to college. We all went to college, but we weren't for real. But we did go, and then I ended up going to medical assistant school, and I worked at a doctor's office for some years. But I always had my waitress job though.
Right.
So I kind of did stuff like that. But I wasn't thinking about college, and I went to college for a while. I remember one day it rained real bad and my hair got messed up. I never went back to the college again.
That was enough for you.
I quit college because it was raining and my hair got messed up.
What kind of hairstyle you had?
I can't even remember, but I remember I had just got my hair done.
Right.
A college campus is huge. And I was walking, I was like, I ain't care about it no way, if I just keep it real. I didn't care about college anyway. It was just a thing to do to like make your parents proud.
Right.
And I even remember me going to medical assistant school. My mom was ashamed because I wasn't in college. She was ashamed.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
But I was at a technical college.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said these girls was doing hair and stuff, and you said you didn't have a particular skill.
I ain't had no skills.
So you felt at that moment, maybe I need to go get me some type of skill.
No, them was my friends. I was the brains. I was smart. I was the smart girl. Them was my friends. They was popular. They know how to do hair, but I was a smart girl because I was smart from the street. Remember, I'm from the projects, so I'm a street smart girl and I was a book smart girl. So that was my role in the friendships. I was the smart one. Like if they needed something, they wanted to know about some school work, they asking me. Like I was that friend, if that makes sense.
Right, got you.
I was smart. I'm still smart right now, guys.
I mean, obviously. obviously.
So that was my role. People got to know you have a role in friendships. You have a role in everything you do. So people got to know how to play their role, and most people don't. And that's when everything be going to the like what we were just talking about at lunch. People don't understand their role, or they get out of their role, and it makes everything dismantle. But if people understand their role, it won't dismantle. And so I just knew my role in their friendship, and that was their role was, I knew how to dress anyway. So, you know, we was dressing. We all had cars. They knew how to do hair. And some of them had a job. I had a job too. I think I got a job. I was a shampoo tech. And then we moved. I couldn't be the shampoo tech no more. I ain't had no car yet. I was 16. But then I got a job at a restaurant because I was used to making my own money. And then my mom gave me her car, and I got a job at a restaurant. She cussed them out too. Mama cussed out everybody. Anywhere I ever worked or went, if you do anything to me, she gonna cuss you out. You best to believe it. People knew not to mess with Eve, a Holyfield daughter, because they knew it was gonna be. And my kids the same way. People don't have to mess with my kids. It's gonna be a problem.
You gonna be right up there.
Hell yes. Don't play with my kids. So them traits came from my mom for sure.
Right. Okay. So you at the cafe, the diner, the restaurant, right?
I was working at a restaurant called Perkins. I was working there. I worked at that job for 13 years. Everybody in the room looked like that. Y'all know that? I worked at the restaurant job for 13 years. Had a baby. Had my first baby that I had before I worked the restaurant job. Had another baby by my baby daddy. Then I had another baby, but he married me. So he was my last baby daddy, but he was my husband because we got married. When I broke up with my baby daddy, I got with him. But if you like a dishwasher, I don't want to say this. They're going to turn me up. Don't worry about it. They're going to turn me up in the comments. But anyway, you want to date the cooks if you work at a restaurant or the manager because you can get whatever you want. If you a server, your money and your tips. So I always would date a cook at the restaurant. And then one of our homegirls who worked at the restaurant, she got married. And a lot of us who work at the restaurant was in the wedding together. And that's how I got with at that time. He's not a dishwasher anymore, just so y'all. He ain't my husband right now anyway. Like, he a real chef. Like, he know how to cook really, really good. And so we had a baby together, and we got married. But it didn't last. Shit show. Yeah, shit show.
So what made you leave the restaurant?
Again, because my whole life I always did what I wanted to do. And one day I was at the restaurant, and they took me out my section. So I went from, and this was a long time ago, but I went from making like $100 a day, $150 to like $30 a day. I couldn't take care of my kids off of that. So I was like, I got to go get me I was thinking about getting a job. I was like, if I go get a job, they're going to fire me because I've been working here so long, doing whatever I want to do. And I didn't want to start over at a new job fresh at the bottom.
Right.
I ain't want to do that. So I was like, let me give me a skill. And that's how I went back to the technical college, the one I went to when I went to medical assistant school. And that's how my whole spotlight got started, from going to the technical college. Because I was going to be a nurse. When they told me it took that long, I said, don't worry about it. I need money today. And that's how I got into massage. Because I'm used to, if you're a waitress, you make money every day.
Right, you get tips.
Yeah, I wasn't used to like a job that give me a check every 2 weeks. And so I needed something that would provide me money every day. And they told me about massage, and that's how I got into the massage program. Because I need money every day. That's the way I built my life.
Okay. I can understand that. So when you get into massage, was it overwhelming? Was it what you expected?
I don't know. It was phenomenal. Changed my life. I tell everybody the best 2 things I ever did in my life was going to massage therapy school and moving to Atlanta. I don't feel like I ever would have made millions of dollars if I would have stayed in Memphis. Well, I could have made it. Maybe it would have been a different way. I feel like if God had this for me, it would have happened anyway, now that I think about it. But me going to massage school and moving completely like changed my whole life. So no, it wasn't overwhelming. It was something new, fresh. It was exciting. And I was just working the way I knew how to work it. And it turned into what everybody see right now.
Okay. You wasn't thinking about being 6 figures with the spa right when you started?
I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was like, I got to feed my kids. So, and when I first took the massage test, it's called the Emblex. It's very hard. I failed it by 5 points, so I had to go back to the restaurant. After I talked all that shit, I had to go back to the. I couldn't quit. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking my test today. I'm out of here.
Are you was talking shit to everybody?
Yes. Yes. That's one thing about me. I'm gonna talk some shit, but I normally back it up.
Right.
That one didn't have no bag up with it. That one, no bag up was there. I had to go back to the restaurant. And so for 90 days, I ate, lived, and breathed that massage test. I'm talking about I was studying in between my clients. I'm talking about all I did was study that test for 3 months straight. And I went back again and I passed it. Guess what? I didn't study the first time either. I just thought I was gonna pass it. I'm smart. I said, I didn't learn none of this. I went back to the school. I cussed them out at the school that I paid $15,000. I said, my whole life depends on me passing this test. Y'all ain't taught me nothing on there. The people at the school told me I need a therapist. I was like, Candace, you have some underlying issues? I was like, no, I don't. I didn't believe in therapy. I do have a therapist right now, everybody. But back then, bitch, I don't need no therapist. What you talking about? I'm trying to go pass my test to change my life. Them people, I talk so crazy to them folks. They told me I need a therapist. Because I didn't know the answers for my test. So I just studied, and I went back and I passed it and then got my license.
Got your license.
Got my license.
You was happy.
It was the best, another one of the best days of my life. Me getting that license meant everything. Very, very important.
So what was the initial goal out the gate as soon as you got your license?
I went to work at Massage Envy. I used to be at the church praying on the altar. I was like, God, let me just get hired at Massage Envy. You know how they be like, come up to the altar. I used to be up there laying out. Please let me go work. I just want to work. I wouldn't even think about being an entrepreneur.
Right.
I was like, I just want to go work at Massage Envy because they hire people fresh out of school. You don't need no clients, no experience, nothing. I worked there. I hated it. I was crying every day. It was horrible.
What didn't you like about massage?
Nothing. It's horrible. They threw me in there to the wolves. Like, they just threw me in there. That's why when I get new people in my company, I never throw them in there to the wolves. I hold their hand until I feel like they got it by themselves. They just threw me in there to the wolves, and I was just crying every day. I was getting complaints. I wasn't good enough. Oh, she didn't get this area. She didn't get... I'm thinking I'm the shit. I thought I knew what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing, supposedly. And so again, now I had the job. I had to go practice and learn how to massage the way these are people who get massages. They've been getting them. I didn't know. I didn't get my first massage until I went to massage school. So I don't know. And so I went in there and I started learning from other people who worked there. And then I quit when I made it to the top 10 of the company. That's when I quit. Or that particular location. Because they put a chart out every week, every month. My name was never on there. So I was like, I got to make, everybody was talking about me at the job. You know, when you knew that's why I didn't want to get no job in the first place. They talk about you.
This is true.
I make my money than all them folks who work there combined. All of them who were talking about me, I make my money than every last one of them combined together, okay? But yeah, they was talking about me. It was bad. It was bad. And I just kept on practicing. I became top 10, and then that's when I quit.
That motivated you.
It took me 6 months. 6 months, I went from crying every day to top 10 in 6 months. No more than 7 months, like 6 or 7 months.
Hey, it seems like when you want to do something, you got determination.
If anybody want to do anything, not even just entrepreneurship, you got to have resilience and determination. It ain't going to never happen. You'll throw the towel in, you're going to give up. That's why people start out, have all these ideas. It could be something good, and then we don't see it no more. A roadblock got thrown their way. They gave up, or they didn't have the resilience or the work ethic to keep on. Like, I know what I want. And I've already thought about it. And once I put my mind to it, it's hard for me to, I made my mind a weapon. I control my mind. I tell my mind what to do. And I built my mind. Like my friends, they'll be like, you think we're robots. We're not robots like you. And I'm like, I ain't a robot. We got to handle this. Like, this has to get done. No matter what.
I've heard that.
It don't matter who having a nervous breakdown. Somebody got to handle this. That's what's going on with me and all my friends right now. Like, we all on this hiatus right now. At the end of the day, somebody got to be in control. And I'm tired of being in control, everybody. If you're listening, and you know Candace Holyfield, 6-figure spot chick, I want people to come on board with me and help me do everything I'm trying to do. I need people who want to help me carry my vision. And by default, it's going to help you get your goals. That's what I need. But it's hard to find people like that, unfortunately.
Right.
Hope I got one over here. Hope we didn't got us a new one today, but yeah, I need vision carriers, like big time.
So you could throw the vision out, you need somebody to catch it and run off with it.
Well, I'm gonna run off with it by myself.
Right.
But for me to really make it big how I need it to be, I need people with me so we can blow it up, if that makes sense. It can't. There's another problem with people who are entrepreneurs. It's only them talking about it. That ain't how big business go. It can't just be just me. Like you got your podcast. I'm like, I want to be on the podcast. It can't just be you talking about it. A lot of people got to be talking about it to blow it up. Or if not, you're going to be working hard forever.
Right.
Don't nobody want to do that. That's draining. Yeah. I know I don't. I'm tired. I want a little rest. So I'm out on a, today in my email, I said I'm pulling up to all these cities like an NBA recruiter. Come get your $1 million contract. Come get with the $1 million spa queen. Get your contract. Let's make us some money. Let's do this. So I'm like an NBA recruiter, baby. And I'm building me a winning team. That's what I'm doing right now.
Takes team.
Shit. So more than you. I have done a lot by myself, and I'm thankful. But once you get to a certain number or a certain audience, you need help. And I have always had help, actually, but people disqualify themselves a lot. So my help don't stay around as long as I would like for it to.
That shook my brain how you said that. When you say people disqualify themselves.
My therapist told me that. I didn't make that up. My therapist told me that. He said, Candace, she disqualified herself. Let her go. Because me, I try to keep on holding on. I'm going to hold on as long as I can because now I got to go get a new person, warm up to them. They warm up to me. We get to know each other. This shit too much. I'd rather stay with the same. I don't jump ship real fast. If I jump ship, that means I don't have a choice. But I try to stay on my ship as long as I can. But people disqualify themselves. And so when they do that, you have to let them go. It's business. It's not. We put too much friendship stuff in this, too emotions. This is business. Mm-hmm. So I have to let them go, man. It's just, I'm running $1 million company and it has to be ran as such. So a lot of people come around, but they always disqualify themselves every single time.
Wow.
And the last person who disqualified themselves, we was in a meeting, and I said, I have never changed since the day you met me. I've been the same since the day you met me. I have never changed. At least you know what you're getting with me. You know what you're getting. I don't know what I'm getting with you because you changed up on me. I ain't never changed up. I've been the same way. You know, if you found me 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 13 years ago, I ain't never changed. I only get better. I'm actually nicer now, though, when it comes to business. I'm nicer. Mm. Yeah, but I still got people who've been with me for 13 years. So everybody ain't disqualified themselves. But several people, about 4 people have definitely disqualified themselves.
What do you think made you get, like you said, nicer?
Shit, I lost $1 million. God humbled me. I was crying. I was only 2 times in my life I wasn't able to think. Mm. So I know when I get to a point where I can't think, that means I'm so burnt out that I need to be still and be quiet. I know that now. When I was in the midst of all this stuff, I couldn't see it because I was in the whirlwind of it, and nobody around me saw it because I always was a smart girl. I always was a money girl. I always was the girl who worked hard. So nobody saw it. And I remember when I saw it getting a little bad, I started crying out for help. Nobody helped. So I got to be in control all the time because if I say, hey, nobody believes I need anything.
Right.
So nobody helps. So there's a whole nother shit show.
Right, okay. So was you in Atlanta at this time?
Yeah. I've been in Atlanta for 8 years. I just had my anniversary this month, August 16th. So I've been in Atlanta for 8 years. And I will never leave, unless I leave for something better.
Right.
But right now, it's still my everything.
Okay. So what shifted this to you starting to get into the entrepreneur realm with the spa?
So I went to massage envy. I was crying every day.
Right.
And mind you, me and my other homegirl, we took our test together. I failed. She didn't. She went on out and opened up her spa. And so the world we came from, the Caucasians, they was killing it in spa. We didn't know no black people who was killing it in spa. That's how I became this big deal in spa, because I saw where the void was and I just fill in the gap. I'm like, oh, black people don't have no leadership. Black people don't got no coaches. We ain't got no platforms. We ain't got nobody teaching us. That's why I'm in Houston. Ain't no leadership here today. That's why I'm in Houston right now. Like, hey, who leading the spa world down here in Houston? Everybody just doing whatever. Oh, no. I'm here. We need a leader. And so I was helping her because she did get her license and she opened up her spa. It's called Groupon. Not all of them, the ones we had close proximity to, they all was doing Groupons, killing it, making multi-six figures. And so she did hers first, and I was helping her, and then I eventually did my own. Because she wouldn't tell me, that was my homegirl, she wouldn't tell me how to do it.
She wouldn't give the game up?
She won't give me the game. That's another reason why people who know me, I tell everything. I don't do no gatekeeping because my own homegirl wouldn't tell me what to do. She wouldn't tell me. The white lady told me who we was renting the space from. Because she was doing it as well. My homegirl was only paying me $11. The white lady said, Candace, I'll pay you $22. What's going on here? So you don't want to tell me, but it's something this white lady know that you don't know. And so I got with the white lady. She didn't tell me none. She just told me what to do to get on Groupon. And I just did it, but because I'm creative, my offer was so dope, and that's what blew me up and how I made my first 6 figures was from Groupon. And then once because I wasn't on Instagram yet. It was years before I got on Instagram. I had my business, but I wasn't on Instagram yet.
So what was the Groupon play?
I charge for the Groupon play, guys.
Okay, my bad.
But any business can be on Groupon. It's nothing but a marketing platform. So if people are watching this and they may be a new entrepreneur, right? They may be struggling with the algorithm. They struggling with Instagram. They don't feel like I'm not on TikTok dancing around. I'm too old. I'm not doing this shit, right? You get on Groupon, it's a tool, but mind you, Groupon is a coupon-like site where everything is cut 50% off.
Right.
That's what makes it unique. So I went in there just being the creative genius I am, and I cracked the code on it. I wasn't even trying to. I wasn't even trying to crack that code on Groupon. I just went in there and I cracked it, and I kept on perfecting it every month. And I was making money at the most money I ever, at that time. I make way more money since then, but the most money I ever made in my life. Like checks coming in $10,000, $20,000, $8,000, like for the week. And I was a brand new entrepreneur. So if you're a brand new entrepreneur and you think you got it going on. And so you have to know how to, it has to make sense. It's not, people try to get on Groupon and make money. You get on there to get the lead. It's all about the lead. You got to get the lead, then you convert the lead to real dollars. That's where everybody mess up at on Groupon. But any business, anybody can be on Groupon. They got over, they're a $1 billion company. They got over 5 million people on their platform every day. We don't got to be out here on Instagram struggling. Now people should, try it. But while you're trying to figure out Instagram, get over here and do this. At the end of the day, you still got to make some money for your business.
Right.
So try different things. I just break it down and make it make sense for people. And when I break it down and it makes sense, and then they go do it and they win. I have a lot of, not even just my own success. I have helped a lot of people, like cleaning companies. It's not just spas. I can help any business on Groupon. It's fire. I still use it. I'm on Groupon right now, 2023.
I'm about to get on there.
Yeah, I haven't been.
Like, who we talking about?
Yeah, I haven't been on there in since 2017. But I own my spot back up. Nobody don't know me no more. I'm 6-figure spot chick. They don't know me as a massage girl no more. I ain't been there in 7 years. So I put my spot back on there. I'm back on Groupon. And what's dope about Groupon, you get every ethnic background. You don't just get black people. You get every race. And depending on the race, depending on how they spend their money. So it's a good play. I'll tell y'all about it. Come in my DM. Come in my DM if you see this. I'll give you the group. Because we got to make money, man.
Facts.
And money ain't always tied into what we think. Or it ain't always, we said that earlier, it ain't it's not what we always think it's going to look like. People ain't thinking about Groupon as money. It's like, oh, I ain't taking my prices down 50%. I ain't doing it. Oh, it's a cold play over on Groupon. You struggling, you better go do a Groupon. Groupon saved my life 3 times. In Memphis, because I was broke. I ain't had no money. I was broke. I was 9 months. When I be pregnant, I be real sick. I don't be able to work. It saved my life in Memphis. And then I moved to a brand new location. I did a Groupon over there, my brand new location. I was still in Memphis. Then I moved to Atlanta. I didn't do a Groupon in Atlanta, though, for 1.5 years because I got broke when I moved to Atlanta. I ain't had no plan. And I finally did a Groupon. I was never broke another day. And that was in 2016, October. I ain't never been broke since October 2016.
So there was definitely a struggle at that point. So
because I made bad decisions with men. That's where it wasn't from my upbringing or my mom, or I didn't have any love, or I had a horrible childhood. No, I just had poor choices in men.
right,
I didn't know the queen that I was, so I allowed them to treat me. When a man know he got a real queen, he ain't treating you no any type of way. You a jewel. He ain't treating you no any type of way. That's what my husband I got now. Oh, he knows I'm a queen, and he treats me as such. And so I made poor decisions in men, and that's what messed me up a lot of times in my life. Even me moving to Atlanta, my husband at that time had a baby on me, so I moved to Atlanta.
while y'all was married.
Yeah, he had a baby on me. Yeah. And then I had got broke. I remember me and a girl I stole the girl car one time. Oh, y'all want to hear some hood ghetto stories? I stole the girl car one time and drove it back to Atlanta. I took it.
Oh, you gangster.
I'm real gangster. Don't let this cute cardigan fool you. I took the car from him and drove it back to Atlanta. Because my car was in the shop. He was supposed to get the car at the shop. He spent all the money in our bank account. So I went and took the girl car and drove it back to Atlanta. I sure did. They had to figure out how to come down there and get it back.
I was about to say, how that story come to it?
They figured out how to come get it back, and he took it back. Yeah, because he spent all the money in our bank account. I couldn't get my car note wasn't even due. My car was in the shop, but he spent all our money. He said he had to back himself for the baby. And I'm like, I want you to take care of your baby, but don't go spend all our money in the bank account. Don't go spend every dollar we got. And that's what he did, and that's how I lost my car. And that was in 2015. That's how me and him broke up. He was my husband. We broke up over that whole situation.
Wow.
You gotta handle your business at your household. And take care of your kids. You gotta do both. I don't deal with no men if they ain't taking care of their kids. I don't believe. If any woman is looking at this and you with a man and you know he ain't taking care of his kids, shame on you as a woman. I'm not getting with no man, and I know for a fact he don't take care of his kids, and he can. I'm not getting with no man like I'm a queen. I'm not getting with no man who don't take care of their kids. That's crazy to me. I'm not sleeping with you. I damn sure ain't sucking, and I know. You don't even take care of your kids. You don't deserve this mouth. No, thank you.
You validating his behavior.
Exactly. That ain't no queen stuff right there. Any man I get with, you gotta take care of your kids. So I wanted him to take care of his kid, but don't spend all my money crazy. I mind you spending some. You is my man, but don't spend all. He spent the whole account was empty.
Wow.
It was empty because he was my husband, and I only was using his account because mind you, I had got broke. I ain't had no bank account no more. So your Groupon money can only be direct deposited. I had messed up all my accounts. I ain't had none, so I had to go. Listen up, everybody. I would not put my money in a man account, okay? But he was my husband, and I couldn't get no bank account, and that's how I ended up putting it in his. He went and got the new account, and I put my money in his account, so he had access to it. But he had never. He wasn't spending it like that until we went to Memphis that weekend for Christmas. And that's what happened with the money. And that's how we broke up in 2015.
Wow.
So I lost my husband and I lost my car. So that was a mess. I ain't have a car for almost 2 years. I didn't get a car till the end of 2017. That's when I started making money. That's when I started doing like maybe 20, 30K months in 2017.
How was you operating without a car?
So it's so funny. I don't know if you know Johnny Blaze on Instagram. I don't know what her name is now. Johnny. So we live in Atlanta. I was new there. There used to be a lot of events, and so when I go places, I would meet a lot of people. I met these these two gay dudes at the event, and we just started hanging out, going to all the because they was big on YouTube. So we met. We was hanging out. We was going out to events. And so one of their cars when they get repo, they had to hide it. My house had a garage. They were like, Candace, I was like, can I just drive it? I drove the car it was a nice car. I drove it for months until they came and asked for it back because they got ready to move back wherever they was from because they had got broke too. And so I drove their car for months. When they came and got the car back, I started Ubering then. So I was just Ubering everywhere I went. And then I started getting business credit in 2017. And that's what bumped me up to be in a position to make millions of dollars. I would have still probably been doing I'm sure I would have still been doing like 20K months if I would have never did this other stuff. But I got that business credit, and that's how I ended up making $1 million.
That business credit changed everything.
I had more money to do things. So I remember the first check I got, I blew it in one day. It was gone. I paid for a photographer. I paid for a videographer. My friend asked me for some money. I gave her some. It was gone in one day. You got to catch up. So when you get a big, you know how when people get income tax, people be talking about them. Don't talk about, them people ain't had that much money all year. You think it's going to last? They ain't had no money all year long. So they got to catch up for everything they missed. And so when I got that money, it was the same situation. I got to catch up on everything that I had missed. So it was gone in one day. I got some more. It probably was gone about 4 days. I got some more. And then, of course, it started getting bigger. So I couldn't spend it all in 1 day or 4 days.
Right.
Because it started getting, like, eventually big amounts. And it really, really, like, blew my brain up. I was able to do, like, really, really exceptional in the spa game because I had that money to pay for whatever I wanted to pay for.
Right.
And then I started doing events.
Right. So the events came right after that.
Yeah, well, I actually did my first event in 2016. I remember I was broke. We did the event in a hotel room, and I remember the last day I was crying really bad. And we was doing some type of exercise, so it made you cry anyway, whatever the exercise was. But I think we was doing like chakra balancing or something, I can't remember. But I remember I was crying really bad, and so they were just asking me about, why they crying, what's what. And I remember that day, 2016, at the event, when it was my turn to ask me why I was crying, I said, I am crying. Like, I got to go back to my regular life. I got to go back to no car. I got to go back to this house that I hate. I got to go back and try to hustle and figure this thing out. But that was my event that day that I was sitting in. It was amazing. But that last day, doing the exercise, I remember I was just crying really bad. So that's why I created a life that I don't have to cry about. I don't have to run away from my life. If I go home, my house is beautiful, it's big, it's clean. I'm happy. If I come to Houston, I can stay at a nice hotel, I can eat good food. So it don't matter where I'm at, I can be happy and I don't have to be crying about my life. So I have to hustle like this and grind like this and have things in play because I never want to go back to my old life. It's not for me.
Understood.
I can't go back there. It's horrible.
Understood. So what the credit? You got the credit, stuff started blowing up. So when it started blowing up, I want to ask you personally, mentally, what shifted in you?
Mentally, it shifted where I was like, damn, it's happening. Because I live in Atlanta, we see people all day who popping. And mind you, this was a while ago, though. But I was like, this happening for me. Like, I originally just started trying to feed my kids, and now I got enough money left over with nothing to do with it. I didn't need to go buy a Rollie. I didn't need to go buy, and mind you, I didn't buy my first, because I used to do China trips too. I didn't buy my first real bags. It probably was in 2020 because I was over there in China. I'm getting shit for $2, $5. I ain't going, every bag I got now is real, every bag, but I didn't have a need to go buy a $3,000. And plus I wasn't in that mindset either. I'm like, shit, it's $5. The quality good. I never wore no fake Rolexes and stuff, but I was like, the quality look good. It look good. I'm wearing this because it's the mindset that I was in at that point. And then I started making money. I need everybody to understand too, depending on how you serve, how you network, and the money you make, it's going to unlock some shit for you. So even though I'm a queen, I'm a boss, sitting here right now, I always been a server my whole life. I always been. So when I ain't had no money, I was serving my mentor Coriel. I ain't had no money yet. I couldn't pay the $500 to get no ticket. I was serving. So I served a lot of people, and it unlocked things for me. I got money, so I can just buy a ticket for anything that I want. And then I knew how to network. I'm a master networker. And so that unlocked a lot of things for me. And so when I got in different rooms and, eating dinner with different people, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, they ain't thinking how I'm thinking. They ain't thinking because we can get it from China for $5. They ain't gonna be caught wearing no fake nothing. And so everything just started changing. The conversation started changing. The room started changing. The mindset started changing. And it started changing when I got around other people who taught and showed me things differently, and I wanted those things. I want real purses. I want real Rolexes. I bought all my friends Rolex watches for their birthdays and stuff. And so I just wanted those things because somebody showed them to me. Somebody exposed me to those things, and I wanted them. Like, I'm finna go to China. I ain't gonna buy me no fake purses, but if somebody else want one, girl, you want this? I'm buying it. For them, don't mean I'm gonna buy it for me, though. Right. But at one point, oh, baby, I was wearing everything that I used to get from China because it was right there. It's $5. Where you go to the store, it's $3,000.
I know.
So, so the mindset, and now I'm so dope. I get my clients to buy me the designer stuff. When I help them make, like one of my clients, I helped them make $30,000 a day. I said, can you buy me a new bag? And she was like, yep. And she bought me, the bag was like $2,500. It's a small little bag, but she bought me the bag. One of my clients, I helped her make $1 million. I asked her to buy me some Louis luggage. She bought me some, mind you, they pay me too. But when they hit a certain milestone, you know, I'm like, hey girl, what you get me? And so one of my clients, I helped her make a meal. She bought me my Louis luggage I wanted. I helped somebody make $500,000. I got this Rolly watch. I bought them for my friends. I've never bought one for myself.
A half an M.
Mm-hmm. I helped a lot of people make half an M. That's easy for me. Half an M easy. The million, whew, they don't be having it to hit that meal mark. They don't be having their resilience and they can't catch their leg. They don't, to make I only helped 23 people make $1 million so far. Only 23, that's not a lot of people. I should help way more people that I help make a meal. They don't have it in them yet to make it.
What's that blockage? What's that?
Trauma. I'm telling you about a lot of trauma, but I'm telling you how I overcame it.
Right.
I never let my trauma stop me. I never let nothing stop me. I feel you knock me down 9 times, I'm gonna get up 10. So it always been like that. So a lot of people, they can't get back up. And so that's, in momentum, once you lose it, it's very, very hard to get back. So I cannot lose my momentum. I cannot do that. So like if I'm tired, I got other people on my team, they out, the momentum's still going. The momentum can't stop. That's the roadblock. It's trauma, it's fear, it's doubt, it's old stuff from baby dad, it's mama's, cousin, brother. It's that stuff why people can't make the meal. Until they let that go, they ain't gonna make it. Any little thing come and stop them. Imposter syndrome, that's why they can't make the meal. And mind you, the world getting higher and higher by the day. I broke down people who make 6 figures. It breaks down to 30 to 25,000. You can go work a job for that. So if you are in business, you want to hit that 6-figure milestone, but you want to get over that, but it's going to keep you in the rat race, depending on what your bill's looking like for your business. If we work a regular job, like a corporate job, and we making $8,000 a month, that's a big freaking deal. Because we don't got entrepreneur overhead.
You better say the overhead ain't there.
You killing it. But if you're an entrepreneur and you make $8,000, depending on your entrepreneur overhead and depending on your business, your home, that $8,000 get ate up. And you gotta go do that shit again and you never get time to take a break. So that's why I try to teach 30K months, because I feel like when I started making 30K months, that's when I was able to see my money. When I started making, I never seen it when I made 6 figures, ever. I never saw $1 of that money. 30K, I was able to see some. And so that's where my 30K one can one day. That's where that whole program came from. And I helped thousands of people do 30K months, but I only helped 23 people do a meal so far. But I want more. I want a lot. I want a lot of people.
You gonna get them?
I'm a world changer. I want a lot of people. But they gotta have it. I be crying for people. I just be crying for people. I'm like, this gonna still be your life. Like, this ain't what you already said. This ain't what you want. Let's do something about it. But they can't stay in there long enough to do nothing about it. So they just go back to what it is. And I can't settle for that, me personally. So that's where that mindset part come into play.
You love growth.
I mean, not that I even love it. To me, it's second nature. I don't love it. It's just like we gotta grow. Like we're going right. We 1 minute less old than we just was. You know, we just lost a minute. So we don't have long. Do you know that if anybody's looking at this, you a black woman? I need to see the statistics for black men. They took 4 years off our life expectancy. They only gave us to 72 now. So depending on how old somebody is, you ain't got long. You're gonna die. So we don't have long. Let's make something happen. If that makes sense. That's my philosophy. So I don't love it. It's second nature. That's it. We got to be growing. Every quarter, guys. Every quarter you want to be growing. And when you want to take a break, take a break. Like my plan is to take a break in December, but I don't know how it's gonna work. The one time I tried to take a break, I lost $1 million. So I don't know about taking no breaks right now.
Oh, the $1 million loss was on the break.
That I had planned for, by the way. It wasn't like I just woke up one day and be like, I ain't doing that. I planned everything out to the T, and I still lost. And I planned it out to the T.
You can talk about this loss?
Hell yeah, I'm healed from it now.
Okay.
I'm still going through the healing process, but I'm much like I won't cry talking about it no more.
Okay.
So basically, I always been a hot mess. I'm owning up to everybody, okay? I always been a hot mess. People say I'm mean, they say I'm aggressive. I agree, you know? And so I could tell that I was getting overwhelmed because I am the leader and the visionary of Black Spot. It's a lot on my back. So I went out and I was telling people, like, I need help. I want to have chapter leaders, you know, to help me run this organization, boom, boom, boom. And so I went out and I had people. And it's a lot. It's a lot being a leader. It's not what people think. It's not just leading yourself and your family. You leading the whole community. And people that I had, they didn't want to serve anymore. Like, all of them was my clients. I had helped all of them make a lot of money. And they didn't see the vision no more. And so I put my homegirl in charge. She was my client too. She wanted to do coaching anyway. She wanted to move to Atlanta anyway. So I'm like, girl, you want the spot ball shot? It's $1 million company. Shit, you can have it because I'm tired. And so I gave it to her. And I, from what I understand from our therapy sessions, that she wasn't ready. And so I just want to make sure, because she was my real friend too. So and I did, and if she sees this, which she probably will, I did other interviews, and it came up a little bit, but I was angry. I was mad, and I just talked how the old me used to talk. But I'm saying, this is my first interview as a healed woman. So I'm not even talking the way I used to talk. My demeanor is not the same. My energy is not the same. So I want to take accountability that if she felt like, because before I was like, what you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So if she did feel that way, I want to take accountability for whatever part I played in it. Just move. I just want to take that accountability and let her know, like, hey, girl, I still love you. I'm rooting for you. But, you know, I feel like if I can't trust people, we can't have anything. And so all that stuff happened. Everybody know what I want and how I am. And it's a lot to walk in my shoes. Even if you're walking in your own shoes, but even to carry the vision, it's a lot and everybody can't handle it. And I feel like that's really what happened. So I stepped down from my own company. I put people in place and they got in there and saw what was really required, and it's a lot of work. And that was part of what happened, pretty much. And I didn't find out till later, like months was passing by, when I found that I was losing all this money and things like that happened. And then because she was my real friend, when other things got revealed, I was hurt by that. And she was hurt and sad as well. It wasn't just me being hurt. And so that put me into a depression. It wasn't me losing $1 million that put me in depression. It was my friend, the reason why I went into depression. I know how to make money. I went into a depression. I'm like, damn, I'm doing all this stuff. I just want to take a break. Nobody hears me. You're my friend. I thought you was ready. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you talk to me? That shit put me in depression, not losing $1 million. I'm making this shit back. That's cool. That's what it was. And so that went on for about 6 months. It was horrible. I was crying every day. And I'm a gangster. I'm from Memphis. I was crying. One of my therapists with me a prayer closet. I was sleeping in my prayer closet. Changed my life. Changed. Because I was like, I can't hear. I can't think. I can't hear. I'm burnt out. My money leaving like a goddamn water faucet on. And I was like, God, like, and then I was mad at God. So I went from being mad at my friend to being mad at God. Because I'm like, I'm a good person. I sow seeds, I help people, I give blessings, I pay people rents. I do all type of stuff. And I'm like, how is this happening to me? And he wanted me to be this new person that I am now. So now that I'm out of it, I see the positive side of why everything happened, if that makes sense. And that's my friend, I love her. I'm sure we're gonna get back better. It's just a process, but I'm sure we're gonna get back better.
Right.
So that's played a part in it. I got into a lawsuit. That played a part in it. I won a lawsuit, but when that lawsuit happened, I wasn't promoting my business how I normally promote. First of all, I'm reckless. Let me just be clear about it. I'm from the real project. If you come for me and I ain't do nothing, I'm coming for you for every single thing I got. If I feel like, you could think I did something, if I feel like I didn't, I'm coming trying to chop your head off. I ain't gonna hold you. And so in that situation, I ain't do nothing. So when she went, if anybody ever do a social media live on me, or I would never talk to them enough. We can't come back from that. So she did a social media on me. And of course, this was the old me. Of course, I tagged her. I'm talking shit back or whatever. And gave her, mind you, I helped her make 30K months over and over again. The person who did the lawsuit on me disqualified herself. But anyway, so that happened, and so I won't promote my business a lot because I was toxic. I do IG Live every day giving business advice, but instead of me giving business advice, I'm on IG Live cussing out people. That's toxic. That made me lose a lot of money as well. And all this stuff happened as a domino effect. She did a live on me. My cousin got mad at me. She did a 3-hour Facebook on me. All this happened back to back. The chapter leaders who was on my team, they didn't want to do it no more, so that happened. I put my friend in position. People ain't giving her the respect she need. It all happened. And my coach, who helped me make my first meal, I helped my coach make $500,000. She had a trip to Africa. I sold out her Africa trip. I made her $500,000. My friends did something while we was in Africa. I don't even know what happened still to this day. And my coach said I did it. I'm like, I was in my room minding my business. Ain't nobody saying nothing. What's going on? And that made me start doubting myself because this was my coach who, she's bougie. I'm ghetto. And so somebody who I admire so much and respect so much and honor so much. And so when the things started happening, it was a trigger for me. I'm like, she turning her back on me like everybody else, like my baby daddies. And I just feel like she turned her back on me. And that was a trigger for me as well. So all of this stuff happened in one window. And so oh my gosh. Then I was in Miami. I was not drunk or high. Fell and bust my head in Miami.
Sober.
I was sober. I don't even smoke weed. I don't do no drugs. I take gummies. I want on no gummies or nothing. I fell in my hotel room. I just walked in, marble floor. I had me and my husband was getting ready to go because I had a brunch right across the street at Fleming's. Everybody over there, my team over there, they waiting on me to walk over. I fell and bust it was horrible. Had to go to the emergency room. Couldn't go to my brunch. Had a concussion. Mask. I ain't going back to the doctor to see if the mask on my knee counts or not. I'm like, I don't need no bad news right now. That was a shit show. All this happened back to back. And so mind you, I'm already tired and burnt out anyway.
Right.
So all this just piled on top, and it was just like an explosion. And all this played a part in $1 million loss. That's why I want to step down from my company too. Because I'm like, I'm toxic, I'm cussing out people, I done failed and hit my head. Let me just step down and let somebody else run it. And let me just, because I've already built a $1 million company. Let me step down, let somebody else run it and still get my check every month. But it just didn't go as planned.
Right.
So all this stuff happened like back to back. Shit show. And I ended up losing that money in the process. And my friend. Two of my friends, actually it was two of them was running my company. It was two of them. I feel like they, what's this word? What's this word, Kendra? Kendra, what's this word? They was what?
They were
intertwined. I feel like they
were working together. They was in cahoots.
Yeah, they was in cahoots.
Yeah. That's what
I feel like if one person complained and the other person, oh yeah.
Yeah, they feed off of that energy.
Yeah, they was feeding off each other.
Yeah.
Because my friend got in the inside, and she's stressed, and my other friend, if she's stressed, they feeding off each other. You know, they both saying, oh yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that happened too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I should have had them up here with me so I can speak for themselves, because I just want to know. Girl, what happened?
You still curious?
Yeah, like, girl, what happened? Mind you, I helped both of them make $1 million in business. There ain't no reason for jealousy. There ain't no reason for nothing. Understand the assignment to get it done. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm healed. I want to take my accountability. Hey, we should have talked more. You know, we should have had mediator sessions more. Man, we should have had, because we talk about business plan. We talk about all this stuff all the time. But I guess if personal stuff was coming up, nobody told me. I didn't know. Another thing too, everybody say I'm unapproachable. So I want to take accountability for it as well, because they saying they didn't tell me, because I'm hard to talk to. So I want to take accountability for that as well. That's why everybody knew who I'm building with now. I'm saying, hey, I don't care what you think. Please talk to me. So I'm saying it now because I feel like if we would have talked, none of us would have never. Mind you, they work for my company. They lost too. So I lost a meal. They lost too, though. It's my company. If no money ain't coming in, ain't nobody getting paid. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they lost as well.
Wow.
But they all had their own business before they ever met me. So they, they got their own thing going on too. But yeah, it was bad.
Whew. Yeah, I can see.
I wanted to kill myself 3 times in 6 months. I had a thought 3 times. Because I couldn't think. My payroll and my bills is $30K a month, every month. That's people that I got to give a check to feed their family.
Right.
I was crying about that. I'm like, because I had to start letting people go. Because mind you, I'm off. Like, and now my fucking mind a fucking shit show. I can't lead nobody nowhere. So I had to start letting off my staff. And I was paying them. We was done. We was in Africa, China, Dubai. I had security because my cousin, we from the real project. My cousin did a lab and she was like, she gonna send somebody to my house. I went and got me a security guard. And my security guard had to go if I went, I had to get an extra flight, extra hotel. I spent a lot of money.
Your cousins?
Yeah. I'm sitting up here like this now, but we from the real like projects, like for real. Yeah, my cousin told me she was gonna send somebody to she was like, she said she had been, this when somebody get mad at you know the real deal. She said she been want to beat me up anyway. That's what she said. She said she been want to beat me up. And she like, she gonna send something. Mind you, all the stuff I did, that's another thing I learned through all of this. Nothing I do is enough. It don't matter if I was doing in my eyes, I'm thinking I'm doing all this stuff for my family. I'm thinking I'm doing all this stuff for my friends. I'm thinking I'm doing all this stuff for my clients. It's not enough. People will turn their back on you in a drop of a dime. If I ain't learned nothing else, I've learned that. I still trust people until they show me different, but I'm already moving like you're gonna turn your back on me. And that's not good. But that's how I operate now. I operate like, oh, she gonna leave. She won't be here long. That's how I operate, unfortunately. And it's sad. It's not a good place to operate from. But it is what it is.
Right.
And that's how I feel now. Like anybody will turn their back at any moment. Anybody will forget all the trips, all the watches, all the money, all this. Anybody will forget it. Like I would pay for we go to Africa, I pay for everything. Flight, everything I'm paying for. We go to Dubai, everything I'm paying for. And they was getting paid too. Anybody that work with me gonna get paid. We're gonna make some money. Anybody that work with me. So it just wasn't enough. But now I got better systems in place. I got contracts in place. Everything is just more structured because I don't want that to happen, not in that capacity. I don't want it to happen again. So I'm just rebuilding now with brand new people, and I'm just doing it a corporate way. Like, hey, you're my friend, come on. That shit for the birds. Hey, here go your contract. This is your pay. This is the day you get paid. Fill out your tax form. This what it is. And we can still be friends too, but this part is business.
Right, separating them two worlds.
I'm never linking up with nobody else who's my friend for business. Ever. I will never, ever do it. Ever. That shit cost me too much. I would never, ever do that again.
And it cost you more than just money.
And money, that's whatever. That shit, whatever. There's too many people in the world. Go get some more. It cost me way more than money. The money, that's the least thing that it cost me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but to somebody else, that was the biggest thing. You know, like even now I got, I'm getting my President's Lifetime Achievement Award for President Biden, and I got some other stuff that I got going on. And I was telling my friend, I was like, you were supposed to be with me. Like, I was like, I'm so sad you're not. It's new people around me. It's still lit, but it ain't gonna be the same with my home girl there with me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you just really supposed to be here with me. Like, right now, y'all not here with me. Like, I'm here with other people. I'm cool with them, but I really wanted them to, it would have hit different if they would have been there, because a win for me, a win for them. So basically, I'm still winning, but the new people, you know, they benefiting off the win. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted my friends to benefit off of it.
It's a different feeling.
No, it's a totally different feeling. Yeah, and I want them to be with me, but I'm like, y'all do something. Let me eat off your win. That's my new thing. Let me eat off your win instead of you eating off mine. Everybody eat off my win. I want to eat off some. Like, I'm on your win right now. This your show. I'm on your win right now. Let me come eat off somebody else's win for a little while. I'm tired of feeding people. I ain't gonna stop feeding people, just in my nature. But I would love to eat at somebody else's table from time to time.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
So that's where I'm in now.
Let's exchange it.
There we go. And mind you, they did things for me and stuff like that, but not on them levels, if that makes sense. But they did, you know, they worked at my company. You know, we worked together. They helped serve my Spotball Tribe community. So we worked together, we did things together and stuff, but I wanna fully, what I am to people, I want somebody to be there for me. Mm. And I haven't had that yet. But now I'm with a new company called Overly. So she's doing it. She's doing it for me. Like, I'm like, this is what I always wanted, but it's still a new thing. And I'm new into that company as well. But she a big boss. She got a lot of money. She know how to treat people. And so now I am getting a feel of that with somebody, a stranger, not even my friends. And I'm carrying her vision. The person who feed me, I'm helping her carry a vision.
You still serving.
So they helped me. I did a lot of things for them, but I wanted to be both. Because they had companies too. They got companies too. I want to be both ways. So, yeah, so I'm thinking about that too. It's a lot.
Okay, so with the spa, so with your spas, right? What is the brand? What are you selling outside of the massage and all this? What are you
That's
selling?
dope. So I have a spa that's Queen of Massage ATL, and then I have Six Figure Spa Chick. Six Figure Spa Chick is the education piece on how to run a business. That's Six Figure Spa Chick. In my spa, I'm known for massages because I was a massage therapist. And then I started doing spa part. I massage. If y'all go to Queen of Massage ATL, my highlights, they all celebrities. That's another thing, everybody who's listening. The world we living in now, I think too big to only have my spa in Houston. It's a big old world. If I'm Six Figure Spa Chick, I think too big to only be speaking to spa pros in Atlanta. So I took my business and I took it global. China trip, Dubai, Africa, teaching in Colombia. My spa, I'm working NBA All-Star Game. I'm working with Lifetime TV. I'm working with BET. I position myself because I always wanted to have a big brand. Like, I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't know I would become have $1 million company. I just knew I wanted to do some big stuff, and my business gave me the opportunity to do that. And I tell people all the time, a lot of people, if anybody is listening and you guys are an entrepreneur or trying to do anything, it doesn't matter. A lot of people quit, they have not saw the reward yet. I have saw the reward of being an entrepreneur. I've saw the reward for being ethical. I've saw my reward for having integrity. I'm never gonna go away from that. I saw the reward, so I would not quit. So if people have never seen it yet, that's why you can't miss what you ain't never had. You know?
Facts.
So that's a huge component. Like, entrepreneurship gave me this life. I gotta keep it. It's my job to get money and then keep it, but no, people don't talk about that enough. How do I operate a business that makes me a real profit? Now that I got some money, how do I keep it? Nobody don't talk about that stuff. And so that's where I come in and fill in the gap. Hey, let's get you built to win a war with your business, to make sure your business can take care of you and your family.
Right.
It's very, very important. Because if not, you're gonna go have to get a job. And there's nothing wrong with getting a job. Everybody who's listening, ain't nothing wrong with it. I just know I'm unemployable. They gonna fire me. Probably fire me on the first day. I probably gonna walk out. I'm probably gonna walk out. I be going to lunch and never. I've had a couple jobs. I go to lunch, I never come back. They be calling me. I don't be answering. I be hitting decline. I will go to lunch and don't go. When I first moved to Atlanta, I got a job. I went to lunch. I never came back. That's how I got broke. I should have stayed at my job. I thought I was all that. I walked off on lunch. I should have stayed. And then I got broke when I walked my ass off. I got broke. I ain't had no money. Crazy.
So you walked off all night.
I've done that multiple times on multiple jobs.
Right.
I go to lunch, I don't come back. I ain't had that many jobs in my life, but I walk out. Because I was new to Atlanta. I walked out one time in Atlanta. I had a job. It was a long time ago. I had a job at a restaurant called Rapids. I went the first day. I quit. I never went back. I used to work in restaurants a lot. I worked at Cracker Barrel for a little while. I quit. I never came back. I quit a job in a minute. I had got another job at a spa here in Atlanta. I went to the interview. I was supposed to go in. I ain't go. Entrepreneur. This is how we think. We're crazy. And I wasn't even an entrepreneur yet. I was just crazy back then. I guess I was getting prepared to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Like, this is all you got, sis. You better make it work.
Right. You'll walk into the line of fire every time.
That's why now, I'm like, if I don't got no job, I be like, what I'm going to do when I'm 50? What I'm going to do when I'm 60? And I'm like, if you a speaker, you can speak to the day you die. You can speak to the day. You got books that's passive income to the day you die.
Facts.
I got my life insurance policy set up so I can pull from them. That money can be my retirement. Like, we got to be thinking like this if we entrepreneurs. Like, what we going to... I know it be grandmamas and shit. I'm not going to be one of them grandmamas. I don't even know how to make a fucking Canva flyer. Like, everybody love Canva to make flyers. That ain't my ministry. I'm just smart up here. I don't know how to go make no camouflage. So I've just been thinking like, what I'm gonna do, and I just been making sure I set myself up to be in position 50, 60, 70 to make sure I have income and a retirement plan. And I'm building my kids up to be bosses, and they know they got to take care of me when they get grown. I got 3 of them. I'm set, everybody. I got 3 kids. The girl is set, so I'm building them up as well, and they know that I want them to take care of me when they get an adult. They know I don't want to pay no bills. I've already told them. I have to pay my cell phone bill, my Wi-Fi, whatever. Like my car's paid for and all that stuff, but whatever I may have, they know I want them to pay for it when they get grown.
Right.
I already told them. It's drilled in their head. I'm like, you see this life insurance policy? This is yours, but you got to take care of me. So I'm drilling. They know what my life insurance policy is. They know if something happened to me, how to still make money and income off my name. They got to be taken care of. My kids know how to go operate my whole business right now at 14 and 10. They have to know how to. What I'm building, I ain't building it so when I die, it's no more. I'm building it so it could feed my kids. I build legacy businesses. My books, my courses, my speeches, my strategy. That's why I write everything in a book. Everything I know, it's in the ebook. And the more I learn, another ebook. I want my kids to eat off me forever. And plus, in addition to whatever they do on their own, but I want to make sure they know my mama had our back. So it's like super, super important to me for my kids.
Super intentional.
They know how to do a Facebook ad for me under my account. Oh, yes.
How old are they?
14 and 10. They know everything. They have to know. Anything. That's another thing, too. We know we gonna die, right? But nobody plans. Like, we all know we're going to die. Nobody. But who needs to plan the most is an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur and you die today, what's gonna happen to your kids?
Facts.
I don't want to build this beautiful life for my children and then I die and then they have to go have a horrible life. Oh, no. I can't allow that. I just be praying to God, like, let me make it, Lord. Let me do good by the people, Jesus, so I can stay alive.
Right. Because they know, yeah.
That's how I be thinking.
Okay. So, with all that being said, where do you see yourself going next?
Oh, that's so good. So I put up my own money, and I filmed a web series. It's called Spa Tank. And it's just like Shark Tank, but it's called Spa Tank. Ain't nobody checking for me yet for it, so I probably won't get sued, by having the name that close. But, we on here now, so, I don't know who's going to see this. But it's called Spa Tank, and it's only for spa and beauty pros. And they come in and they pitch their business. So we already filmed 6 episodes. The premiere is out on YouTube. Y'all go look at it. I don't be on YouTube, but my goal is to get over on YouTube. Right. And I want to be on Tubi, too. I love Tubi. I looked at Tubi, I was like, I'm inspired. Like, look at all these black people. They filming, they producing. Like, I don't care how ghetto it is. I was inspired. I'm like, yep, I'm going to put me a movie on Tubi or be in somebody's movie on Tubi. So my new focus is Spa Tank. I'm raising $200,000 to give out to the black spa world. The first, that's why y'all got to look at it. To me, nobody pitched good, maybe 1 or 2 people at the whole show. So my people who was there who had money, I was getting upset. And I'm like, I can't get mad at them about their own money. If the people are not pitching good, they're not going to give their money. And so now we're doing a whole pitch boot camp. I win any pitch contest I ever entered, I always have won, every last one. So now I'm doing a pitch boot camp. I'm doing it online, absolutely free. I need people to know how to pitch their business on drop of a dime and get what they want. I live in Atlanta. Arian just did her big event, Fearless Fun. They gave away $200,000. Sisters in Business did their event. They gave away $5 million. Like, this is a big deal. So now I'm doing a fundraiser to raise $200,000 to give out money to the black spa pros. So Spa Tank, like I added executive producer to my name. So I'm gonna film a season 2, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of other projects. So I'm just focusing on my Spa Tank. If anybody go to YouTube, you will see the information in the description if you want to be a part of it and win you some money. And then I'm gonna open up maybe a boutique just because I like clothes a lot and I spend so much money on clothes. And I like clothes, so I'm gonna open up me a boutique.
Might as well if you.
I spend a lot of money on clothes, so I'm gonna have me a boutique. I'm gonna do a soft lunch, and then the big thing I'm open on Black Friday. So them my 2 new things that I'm doing. My new projects. We're going to see what's going to happen. I want a meal, at least. So we're going and I'm in Oberlin. I'm in a network marketing company with Courtney, who owns the Main Choice. I'm over there killing it as well. So something should happen from all three. And I'm still 6-figure spot chick. So something's going to happen. One thing I always carry, 6-figure spot chick, my main source of income. That makes me $1 million in sales every year. 6-figure spot chick. And then I do other stuff. It's popping.
So when we were talking earlier, you were talking about you a marketer.
Oh yeah, that's my jam.
All right. So what sets you, in your eyes, what sets you apart in marketing from most of the people in the spa?
Because most people who do marketing, they do marketing for anybody. I don't do marketing for spa and beauty pros. I can help you see, I came here talking to you, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I can help anybody. That's just I got a very, very creative mind. It's one of my gifts from God. But for marketing, who I am, it's only for spa and beauty pros. And that's what put me in a line by myself. Because I teach marketing, like when I got money, I got 16 Airbnbs at the country. Me and my husband, we had a trucking company until he didn't want it no more. I did a lot of other things and I mastered every last one. That's what makes me different. I'm not just gonna come to you and talk about this how you market. No, this how you set up a real business to have a real life. It all plays a part. What your passive income is, what your residual income is, what your retirement looking like, what your exit plan looking like. Do you got some business credit? Do you got some working capital? Are you investing? Are you saving? Are you reading books? The marketing just the cherry on top. That's just my leading thing. But when you get in there, we talk about way more than marketing.
Right.
That's what makes me different. And it's only for spa and beauty pros. But I can help anybody because I'm just creative like that. You can show me anything. I can think of a whole way for you to get a bag.
You got me ready to sign up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a hard seller. Yeah, we got to get that ticket. Okay. So this is Uncensored Wisdom. And I tell everybody the same thing. It's like your grandpa, your grandma sitting on the porch. They're going to tell it to you raw and uncut.
Exactly.
So what's your uncensored wisdom to people who might want to start a spa, start a business in general, and they nervous, they scared, they don't know what to do, and they ready to jump off the porch, they need that little push. What you got to tell them?
So the push is, I'm from Memphis, y'all, play or fly. If you don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine. That's the push. You don't need nothing else. Who gonna give it? People think somebody gonna come like, don't nobody owe nobody nothing. Like, people talking about IG Live today, talking about when you get into the gyms, girl, when you buy a badge 99 cents. I make $1,000 every day I hit that live button. Why you think I hit it so much? Boom, boom. When you gotta come talking about something so people can pay you. And then when they asking you for it, that's when you know you got it. That's when you gonna know you're a true marketer, when they asking you for it and you're not trying to sell it. Totally different ball game. That's what makes me different. My marketing gonna make people ask you for it when you ain't gotta ask them for it. That's what make me different. And then my words of wisdom, man. Y'all get out and grind and shine and handle your business. Like, I live by it. People want to eat, they ain't kill none. They ain't clean it, they ain't skin it, but they want to eat. Nope, not over here.
That ain't how the game go.
Unless you got an inheritance. And most of us don't. No inheritance, no. It don't happen. It ain't happen like that for us. Luckily, we had a power, and I'd have changed it, though. My kids, they wasn't born into this life, but now they have it, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure I keep it for them. So when they get their kids, I told my daughter that, I said, you got your stepdaddy who amazing, you got your real daddy, and your mama alpha female. She gonna be a beast. She got 2 daddies, not one, not a half one. You know how many people got a half a daddy? I hate, oh, I ain't gonna say that, they're gonna turn me up in the comments. Don't go there. I'm gonna say the people who every other weekend daddy. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that. Every other weekend daddy. No, I don't like that at all.
That ain't even part time.
I don't like that every other weekend. I want men to know how hard it is being a woman and being a mom. I don't think men know.
Talk about it real quick.
Like, it's so much. I feel like I used to hate my baby daddies for years until I became healed. I hated them. Because I'm like, everything on me, if they sick, it's on me. I can't go to work. They got a project. Yeah, I don't know about them projects. I'm not no goddamn, I don't know how to do no projects. I gotta do the project. I gotta have the clothes. They gotta have the shoes. They gotta have the food. I gotta have a roof over their head. And the daddy just out here doing whatever they wanna do. sleeping whoever they want to sleep with, going wherever they want to go. I'm over here stressed out trying to take care of our kid. That ain't straight. That's another reason I'm such a beast. Because them niggas left, them niggas, whatever you want to say, Negroes, whatever, left me for dead. I had to be this woman I am right now for my kids. And I'm about to cry a little bit thinking about it. Maybe I ain't hear from them yet, them baby daddy, because it's making me tear up. But every day I had to figure it out for me and my kids. And I had 3 able baby daddies. Ain't nothing wrong with them. All of them able. One didn't give us it didn't matter if the kids ate, went to school, got clothes, none didn't matter. They are just living their lives. That's a lot. And that's another thing that shaped me to be this way I am right now in business. Because I'm good when I'm a worker, an employee on somebody else's job. I'm good when I got to be a mom. I'm good when I got to serve somebody else. So I can't do nothing but be good over here. I'm good at all the other areas. So I hated my baby daddies for years. I couldn't stand them. I still can't stand them. I don't hate them. I still can't stand neither one of them to this day. And my kids, 22, 14, and 10, because they played a huge part in me being the way that I am. They paid off for me, thank the Lord, but I don't feel like it had to go that way.
Right. It was unnecessary.
I just want men to take care of their kids, man. I don't care how you feel about the baby mama. And I got a son, and I told him, I said, I don't care what your baby mama do. Take care of your kid. I don't. Like, I drill it because he's dating now, and his little girlfriend is so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you having sex? I'm just so worried. I want him to be an amazing man and an amazing father. Like, his daddy don't even talk to him. He's 14. He look just like him. His daddy loved me more than he loved the kid. That's why we're not together. That's why we're not together.
Yeah, that's backwards.
I know. And I knew his dad. All my baby daddies, everybody, I knew them my whole, it ain't like I just got with them. I knew these men, like my baby daddy, we grew up together. My son, we grew up together. But he never had real love for my son, ever. Ever, ever, ever. But I do feel like at one point he had real love for me. But when I started going to therapy, I'm like, he never loved me. It was like a facade. It was lust. Even though we was together all those years, even though he told me he wanted me to have his baby and all this stuff, and shit don't mean nothing. And so he don't talk to his kid. He don't take care of his kid. I don't even try to go get child support. I don't even care. I'm like, God, it's blessed me. And so it made me have to be so tough and so strong, and it just was a lot. And I just wish they would have helped me. I feel like it would have been different if they would have helped me, but they didn't. They didn't help me. So men, take care of your kids, okay? I don't even care if you're paying child support. See what else they need, okay? And none of my baby daddies pay child support. Now, my oldest daughter, dad, he did pay $77 a week for a while. So he did pay some type of child support for a little while when he had a job. But other than that, I never got real support with my kids, ever, from none of my baby daddies. I had to figure it out every day. Even right now in 2023. I had to figure it out. They be like, you got money? That's what they tell me. I don't call them. I don't text them. I don't talk. Nothing.
But it's not just about the money. It's the relationship. It's the experiences that you have with the child.
They don't. My son's father, he's 14, looks just like him. No communication, no nothing. And I had to talk to my son about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. So, and now he's older, and I've never talked bad about his dad to my son before. I've never done it. I'm like, he'll get older, he'll see, and he'll figure it out. I never talk bad about him, because that's a man that I really loved before. You know what I'm saying? So I never talk bad about him. But I really want the men to take care of their kids. Like, it's making us women be, it's turning us into something else.
Right.
It's turning us into, and they wonder why we alpha female.
Yeah, because that's stress.
They wonder why we alpha female. They wonder why a man can't tell us nothing. They wonder why we want to be submissive, because of shit like this. You know, but now I'm married. I got my dream husband now. I am submissive to him. Even though I'm an alpha female, I'm very submissive to my husband.
You turn it on and off, and yeah.
He deserves that. Like, he's a king. I'm honoring him. He deserves for me to be submissive to him. He's earned that. My respect, my love, my honor. He's amazing. Like super. He's a yin to my yang. My husband I got right now. We've been together since 2016, but I was broke. All that crazy bad stuff was happening. I met him on his birthday, and we didn't get serious. I quit talking to him for 8 months because I was broke. I didn't get myself together. So I didn't talk to him for 8 months. I ain't have sex, nothing. I focused on my business. And when I popped back up, I was a 6-figure earner again, and that's when we started back talking again. And that was sometime in 2017. But I met him in 2016, but I had just broke up with my husband, and he had that baby, and all this stuff happened, and that's where they came from. But he a real good dude. He take care of my kids he's amazing, like real good dude.
Queen found the king.
I know, right? About time. Shit. Long time coming, waiting on it.
Well, man, we ran it.
Okay, I love it.
We ran it.
You got some good spots. I can't wait to see it.
Man, I'm like,
I can't wait to see it.
you gave a lot of good stories.
It's fire.
Miss Candace Holyfield.